Of these are, first of all, streamlining the size of cabinets. It's dissolving redundant or underperforming departments like the Small Business Development Department to merge with Trade, Industry and Competition. That alone would save 2.4 billion. It's eliminating departments like Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, which would save $1 billion. It's abolishing deputy ministerial roles, which reduce costs approximately to 500 million annually. Madam Deputy Speaker, at the time of the national elections this year, the running narrative was that this was a watershed moment for this country. And since the inception of the 7th administration, there has been a hope in this country from South Africans that things would turn around. There's been a hope that the ship would turn around. Now, the reality is that things cannot turn around and the ship cannot be turned around and the tide cannot be turned if we do not put South Africa first and if we do not make South Africans a priority. And this special appropriations bill has allocated additional funds to, amongst others, the presidency, justice, international relations. And this is while, as an example, education faces a crippling shortfall of 32 billion rand. It is predicated that some of these special appropriations are likely to be funding the ICJ court cases and sending soldiers to the DRC. And this is why we have to note that while resources are heading abroad, our learners are left in the lurch. While resources are heading abroad, there are people who do not have food on the table. Unemployment remains a persistent issue in this country while we send resources abroad. Now, as Build One South Africa, we have consistently identified a number of cost-saving measures just ahead of the special appropriations bill. And some of these are, first of all, streamlining the size of cabinets. It's dissolving redundant or underperforming departments like the Small Business Development Department to merge with Trade, Industry and Competition. That alone would save 2.4 billion. It's eliminating departments like Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, which would save $1 billion. It's abolishing deputy ministerial roles, which reduce costs approximately to 500 million annually. It's eliminating VIP protection for politicians in Sababani. Politicians are not royalty, and instead that money should go to the people of South Africa. It's removing ineffective corporate tax subsidies, and this costs 6.6 billion annually. This could be channeled to schools. It's consolidating marketing entities like Brand South Africa, SA Tourism, Trade Investment SA, Export Marketing, the Department of International Relations, Foreign Marketing efforts into a streamlined entity, and this would save 5 billion. It is reforming the Road Accident Fund and capping payouts, which would save as much as 20 billion. These are some of the reforms which would make sure that we are prioritizing South Africa and South Africans, and at a time when learners are struggling, at a time when South Africans are struggling economically, at a time when we are adding more pressure on South Africans with NERSA tariff increases. It is a time where we could take these considerations into making sure that we put South Africans first. This special appropriations bill we support, but we note that if we are to put South Africans first, we would be able to have a better bill. We would be able to again gain the trust of South Africans. Thank you.